Okay.
We're live.
Are
we recording now?
So you wondered why we're all here today, and your mother and I
I would
have
have
come
had to take a shave. My God.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's get down to the brass,
Okay.
get down to business.
So we wanted to tell you that we're getting a divorce,
That was on one of the things in,
and
no,
we've given all our money to
to a
Catholic,
cat.
to
A
the
cat.
Catholic charities,
Like, what's his name?
and so you'll have to make it on your own, and if you don't like it,
It's easier if they
Tough.
just move up a little bit.
Oh,
All right.
so
you want to sit
after that you can do whatever you want, because we both decided that we've entered a suicide pact.
Oh, cut it out, I mean, really, come on.
He's thought this out. Let him. This is a good monologue.
I'm doing this all ad lib. There's no notes.
Maybe there should be.
Okay.
Did you bring the printout?
It's on my phone. I didn't. I printed out for them, but do you still have the printout?
It's somewhere.
All right.
So
You know how,
At the
how
moment-
how
at the
neat your
moment-
mother
More
is
real than this.
with all the, could just, why waste your time on that crap?
all right, Rod, do you want to speak now?
No, Adam, why don't you ask, what are some of the questions? And,
So let's just go through some scenarios, okay?
all right,
So if something happens, right? You take a fall, they call 911, right? You're in the hospital. We're going to go separately.
Yeah,
Dad will
yeah.
answer, you will answer.
Okay.
Because this
Your
this
mother's
meeting-
going to go first.
Good. So, so mom, something happens to you. You fall down the steps.
okay.
You're brought to the hospital. So, how involved do you want to be in decisions about your health? Or
Yeah, I want to be involved. If I still am mentally capable, I want to be involved.
Okay, Dad.
Sure, why not?
I just want to be clear. Do you want to be involved
Yes.
in decisions? Okay. What happens if, Mom, you're unable to speak or you're unable to communicate? So who's in charge to make decisions?
Rachel, are you my healthcare proxy?
No, we don't have to. You can, whatever was.
All right.
But,
Then I guess the three of you, or maybe
well, let's
not
pick
everybody.
one. Let's start with one person at a time.
All right, Rachel, because you live the closest. Makes a little more sense.
By the way, another option is your husband, i.e., Dad. So.
She doesn't trust me.
That's true.
Why would you trust a person? I mean, I could say, let it go, let it go.
Okay, so.
All right. Well, we've accomplished. So. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Okay.
So, Mom,
Okay.
if something happens to you and you can't communicate, the person you're delegating responsibility to is Rachel.
Well, now I was thinking maybe your father wouldn't be able to, but all right. I would. Okay, your father.
You don't have to play favorites, okay?
No, I'm just.
There are advantages and disadvantages, whether it's Dad or whether it's Rachel. And I'm not telling you what to do. Obviously, we think we have your best interests in mind, right? But
That's
ultimately,
the assumption we're meeting here today.
but
Otherwise, we
ultimately,
would not pay for this
someone is
specific
going,
meal.
someone legally, right, when we get to the documents, that Rachel may refresh at some point. But you have to pick one person. Obviously, Rachel will communicate, right? But,
So is it 2/3 unanimous?
well, no. Legally, if you say, Mom, you want Rachel, it's Rachel. If it's Dad, it's Dad. If it's Joy, it's me. Whatever. I don't.
What if you say the children have to agree?
That's also fine. But,
Or 2 out of 3?
so there are two separate issues. One issue will ultimately be who's your kind of healthcare proxy, you know, who's designated, who do you designate? A separate issue from that is how is the decision made, right? So if we just chunk out the problem, you can't communicate who's the person who you're designating.
Well, I'll designate your father.
Okay,
And if he can't do it, then I would designate Rachel because
Okay.
of proximity.
okay. Dad, something happens, you're in the hospital, you can't communicate, you may be alert, but you can't communicate, you can't write, let's say you can't do Morse code with your eyes, okay, you really can't communicate. Who's in charge?
Same thing.
I just want
You have
to
to-
talk it out.
Yeah.
I choose Roz and then Rachel.
Okay. Okay. Let's say, Mom, you're in the hospital and something happens, but there's no, it's terminal, whatever, there's nothing that can be done. Do you want to die in the hospital or do you want to die in your home?
Home. Rather not stay in the hospital.
Okay.
Usually there'd be hospice
Why
at home.
why
You don't
would
want to stay
anybody
in the
want to die in a hospital?
Who knows?
Everyone, I don't know why someone would want to choose a hospital,
But it's a choice.
but it's a choice.
Okay.
Right? I agree with you that hospice in the home, I think, is probably what most people should do, but everyone's home environment is different, and some people may
Right.
choose a hospice outside the home if they're given that opportunity to choose. So
We choose 1 Kensington.
okay.
You got to speak for yourself. No, you said we, so you have to.
I choose the apartment.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to use these fancy phones here. Android. Okay. Pardon me, 1 second. Let's get back to just to recap, you both chose initially the other as a healthcare proxy, and then if something happens, it's Rachel.
Yeah, I think on the thing that I have signed, maybe I have you. I don't remember now.
So
You have to look at that.
So there's an opportunity to refresh those documents, right?
Right.
So nothing is immutable. You can change things tomorrow.
No,
Wednesday,
I have
Thursday.
to take a look.
Right,
Or you have it
But
on
the question is what you want
right.
Okay.
now.
We're not wedded to anything that you
No,
signed
but
5 years
I mean,
ago.
yeah, because if that's the only
Let's say
thing you
Rachel is
have,
not.
It doesn't matter what happened, what you signed before.
Let's say Rachel is not.
This is now the new record.
okay.
So just in case that Rachel's in Thailand or someplace and she's not reachable, highly unusual in this day and age, but who's next in the decision tree?
Okay, Joy.
Okay,
Why?
I don't know.
Because she lives the next closest.
all right.
or
Well,
it could be, look, it could be you adamant.
do we have an opportunity to,
No, you don't, actually.
No, I mean, whatever.
I mean, it's their decision. We just want to make sure it's an informed decision.
yeah, I just want to make sure that proximity is the,
It's not the only criteria.
yeah.
You're picking somebody who you think is aligned with you in thinking. Now, I think all of us are pretty
Yeah, I
aligned.
think, yeah.
I think, but you know, we haven't been tested, right? And we don't look forward to those tests.
Yeah, no, you're correct.
So, okay. Dad? Mom's not able, Rachel's not available. Highly unusual situation. Who would be kind of third in line?
Third in line?
Well, because mom's not and Rachel's not available, so there's someone has to make
I'm
a
going
decision.
to go with your mother's decision,
Which is
which is Joy.
okay, fine. It's highly unusual for us to see you actually agree on a variety of things, so
No problem.
quite refreshing.
Well, on money issues, we usually agree. That's,
In spite of the way it looks. Now, you see, you raised an issue before, or last time we talked about this, that you haven't raised now, and how to stay out of the hospital.
Yeah, so
That's the most important decision, right?
so that is the goal,
Okay.
right? That is
No.
the goal.
Well,
So
you
when
asked
we
him
have
if-
an accident,
oh yeah, you were saying about the A's or.
Right.
Yeah,
That to me is-
yeah.
more important than all of these. These are all after you're in the hospital. Now, the question is not getting into the hospital at all.
Right.
Because once you're in a hospital, you're fighting all kinds of.
Yeah, it gets to be very hard. Let's say you fall down and your neck is at a unusual angle, okay? and your breathing is now being affected.
Yeah, they're gonna take you to the hospital right away.
Well, yeah, that doesn't mean that's the wrong decision, because if it turns out that something can be done and you can be and you don't have to and it can be corrected, right, you would have it's not the way you want to leave this world, right? So
Well, ask though.
well,
You're not asking, you're.
yeah. Well, the question Dad is raising is that, like, if something happens in the apartment,
Mm-hmm.
is the decision call an ambulance or not? It's very awkward. I'm now inserting myself here. It's very awkward, and it puts a lot of, no one is medically qualified to ascertain yes it should be or no it shouldn't be,
Yeah.
unless you decide that you refuse medical assistance and you don't want to be brought to a hospital. You have that option. Just like you signed out of the emergency room, quote, against medical advice, if an ambulance shows up and you don't want to go in that ambulance, you have that right. And you have that right. Both of you have that right.
Well, when I fell down in the bathroom, they wanted to take me to the hospital. I said, no, I don't want to go.
Right.
So, but what happens if you fall down
Yeah,
and
what's the
you're
next step?
unable, and wait just a second, and you're unable to speak?
Yeah,
So they're in the apartment.
If you're unable to speak and unable to make a medical decision, right? So now you, Mom, are the healthcare proxy, because you're empowered to make decisions on behalf of Dad.
now what happens to the medical
Right,
part
I just
of
wanted
the-
to-
I
And
heard
vice
you.
versa,
I heard you.
right?
What happens to the medical part of how you get treated? You don't go to hospital. What kind of treatment do you have?
So,
Or
What
do
we
you?
call-
Or
we
do
call-
you?
Call my son, the radiation oncologist in Philadelphia.
yeah, that'll help a lot. So, so then it's a question of what, so you won't get anything immediate, right? Because right now, the only relationship you both have is you have a primary care physician, and maybe they can send a nurse, but, unless we, engage some concierge medicine, but nothing's going to happen very fast, right?
And I'm lying on the floor.
Right.
Right.
So that's to ascertain, or if I fell down, to
Right.
ascertain how
Because-
bad the situation is and would intend,
So
to be
There's
something,
almost no way to avoid the hospital.
well,
think of it this way. The last thing anyone wants is guilt that they didn't do the right thing,
Okay?
right?
yeah.
So, because if something happens and things go south, as we say in medicine, okay,
What if they go west?
yeah, whatever, but they don't go well,
Yeah.
okay? The
Now-
last thing you want is to rack yourself with the guilt. I should have called the ambulance immediately. I should have done this. I should have done that. So, I think the default action, if it's really serious, is you
Go to
call
hospital.
911.
Well, you call 911, and then the EMS come here,
Right.
right? And they're gonna,
Once they come here, they
They're obligated?
well, you can refuse, but the question will be if you can't communicate, then your proxy or your secondary or tertiary proxy is going to make a decision.
And they can refuse.
They could, but it's a very tricky situation
Yeah.
to refuse.
Yeah. But then you got the responsibility.
That's right. So
So the likelihood of avoiding a hospital is very low.
I think so. Again, right now, neither one of you has what we call a competing risk to your life. You don't have a bad liver, a bad heart, a bad kidney, cancer, right?
So far you're in the torso. Yeah. You haven't reached bad hands.
Well, it may get to a point, we'll get to this, that the same process that affects your hands will ultimately affect your breathing. It may get to a point, right?
Okay.
Let's say something happened, we'll start with mom, and the only way for you to continue breathing is to be on a ventilator. Sorry. Do you want to be put on it? You're mentally with it, but
If
So-
the ventilator is temporary, okay. If it's like a permanent kind of thing, no.
okay. Let's stay with that scenario. You break your ribs, you can't breathe on your own for some reason.
Well, breaking the ribs, they can eventually,
Right, that we consider
you know,
temporary.
yes.
Okay.
But if it's
But if you
of
had
a-
brain damage,
forget it. No ventilator.
okay,
Don't want to be. If it brain damage,
no ventilator.
no ventilator, nothing.
Okay.
I go with your mother.
It would help for us if you could just
Verbalize it.
verbalize it.
Okay, if there's brain damage, no ventilator.
Okay. Would you want to be fed if you had brain damage?
No.
Dad? If you had brain damage,
Well, I'm no
You
longer
have to-
with it.
can you just...
Well,
sorry.
answer yes or no. Why?
No.
All right. What are you passing back and forth?
These are our notes that I
Okay.
forgot to print out. Okay.
The same questions that you that
Yeah,
I printed
no.
out for you.
No, it,
that are somewhat.
So just to make sure, so you had some injury to your brain they put you on a ventilator, and doctors say the brain injury is, you're never going to recover from the brain injury, and you're totally dependent on the ventilator.
No, I don't want that.
Same. I don't want that either.
Okay. So if your heart stops, do you want to be resuscitated? You have a brain injury.
Oh, if it's a brain injury, if your
Yeah.
heart, sometimes the heart stops for, but it can be restarted, and if you can work,
You have a brain injury you're never going to recover from if
No.
your heart stops.
no,
Oh,
do not resuscitate.
Rachel,
When you say a brain injury, does that mean
just
that,
send it to me or something.
that you can't be thinking anymore?
Yeah, you're
You're out of it.
you're out of it. You're
Forget it. We've decided that living close to 90 years is like, okay, we won't die young.
No, but I still like living, so.
yeah. We're not. We wish you to 120.
Yeah, no, I mean.
You know, so you can see the weddings of Jonathan, Lauren, Yehuda, and Matthew, and
Why not? That would be great.
and other stuff, and other milestones you may have. I'm not taking any milestone away from you. All right, sorry for the
No, but
passing of notes like in class.
No, but
here.
in incapacitated state, just to be kept alive, like what's his name? In Israel, he was kept alive for like how many years? 7.
Sharon?
Sharon, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess we were afraid of state secrets going out, so or whatever.
Yeah, well, the legacy continues.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Do you want sedation or pain med? Let's say you're dying. Okay.
Yeah, pain medicine, whatever. Why suffer?
Okay. Do you want pain medicine?
Sure.
Okay. Are you unwilling or willing to donate your organs?
I'm willing. I never signed that HOD thing, but I'm willing if they need old organs. Yeah. No, I mean, look, you know.
Yeah,
What's good,
I don't know
if-
if this is old chronologically or biologically, but
No,
you
but
know,
I mean, I don't know how
How can it
valuable.
be young biologically and old chronologically?
No, but one doesn't know if it's.
we'll discuss.
It's a good deed.
Yeah, as I said, I never indicated that, but yeah.
So Dad,
Yes, same thing. We don't disagree. I mean, we have trouble with the bib, but
I don't have a lot more here. Is there anything that we haven't discussed that either things that you've seen with your friends or situations where you said to each other, you know, if that happens to me, I want this done? Because you've had friends who've had some terribly debilitating diseases or illnesses and things like that, right? So,
You know, if you can't function,
Do you want this?
oh me?
I don't. You know.
yeah, function can mean a lot of different
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Function
there's
can
a-
mean that you're mentally alert, but you don't have use of your hands and legs, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So, or it could mean that cognitively your things may be beating, your heart may be beating,
Yeah, but if
etc.
there's no-
but you're totally
It
lights
cognitively
out.
not there. No, I mean, I see people going to the opera and going to ballet. I mean, people really in terrible physical condition, but somebody is taking them there, and that person who's there in that wheelchair or in that prone position is enjoying the ballet. So, you know, that's one thing, but.
okay.
But if mentally impaired, no.
Dad, anything in terms of you seen friends, colleagues?
I don't have to see friends. I know where I am now. I'm practically incapacitated. He does everything for me. And so far, I'm not too depressed. But that's it.
When you say too depressed,
Yeah.
could
That's
you
indicating
could you-
depression.
Can you, well, can you expand on too depressed?
Well, I sometimes think, geez, this is the way I'm going to spend the next 2 or 3 years. Who knows? Now, why did you say that it could affect my breathing and not affect any other organ? Because the breathing is more physical?
You have limited real estate in the neck, right? So all the cables from your brain are passing through
Yeah,
your spinal
cervical.
cord, right? That cervical area. So, including the nerves that, affect breathing. So, we don't know the trajectory, the pace at which, it's possible that things are not going to get any worse for 2 to 5 years, right?
Okay,
Or
but
it's
also
possible that it could accelerate. And it's that uncertainty about the pace at which it's going to progress is one of the reasons why the neurosurgeon said not to operate. Because it may not get any worse than it is currently for you. I'm not saying this is acceptable to you, but I'm just saying it may not get worse.
Okay,
But it may get worse. And you may find that, the muscles that affect, swallowing and breathing may, get impaired. May.
okay.
If they do, let us know.
A question, because Rachel and I were talking about this when there was when the occupational therapist was here,
Mm-hmm.
and to telling your father to breathe through the nose, and in and out through the nose, and he kept doing in the mouth, open, So I didn't know whether he has a problem, breathing through the nose, or that's something else.
I don't know. Ask him.
Are you able to breathe in and out through your nose?
Yeah,
Okay, so practice.
No, because that made a difference in getting it from, Rachel thought maybe his mouth is open, your mouth is open, and, I'm not sure when you're sleeping if you're breathing through your nose or
I'm
nose
not
and
sure
mouth.
either.
Okay. So, doctor, what do you suggest? No, I mean, as far as, because he has to be breathing from here.
From diaphragmatic breathing.
Yeah, rather than the chest, to get more relaxed and stuff.
If he gets any more relaxed, like Woody Allen, he'll turn mellow and then he'll turn ripe and then he'll rot. So, anyway, I don't think are you relaxed?
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
No, when they try to lift his arm up, he's resisting it.
I don't know if I don't. So let me rephrase that. When they lift your arm and they encounter resistance, is that because things are stiff when they're doing physical or occupational therapy with you?
Well, there's no resistance to the lift as long as, it's my muscle that is not working, not the.
No, but like she was saying, relax. To relax so that she could move. She wants to have more range of
but
motion.
but I think
he wasn't relaxed. So
I don't think it's because
I don't know if it's the
I think
breathing.
No, I think it's for Dad, just a voluntary control doesn't exist. So I don't think it's because he willfully wanted to resist.
Well,
I don't think so.
no, she had to keep saying, relax the
I
arm.
know,
I'll do the work.
You're
Yeah,
saying
because-
it's involuntary.
I think so.
And the same with the breathing. You're saying it's
Yeah.
involuntary whether you use
Yeah,
your mouth or your nose.
either you to breathe through the nose, that's a habit you got to start at a really early age and continue. It's not something that you could just turn a light switch on and tell someone breathe through the nose, right? I mean, I was talking to Yehudi yesterday.
Well, he
And-
takes voice lessons, right? So
Well, but I was talking to him about exercise.
Uh-huh.
So I was saying when you're running, you should breathe through the nose. One, because in Jerusalem now it's cold. Yuda has asthma, so when the cold air hits the lungs, it gets.
Oh, he has asthma?
Yeah, I think so.
You have
And,
asthma, right?
Yeah, I have asthma. And the other thing is, if you breathe through the nose, so it warms up the air before
Yeah.
it hits the lungs. And the other thing is, you don't dry out the mouth if you breathe in and out through the mouth. So
Isn't it also filtering the?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
it has
supposed to.
some filtering,
Yeah.
some filtering. But so I would say for Dad, when you're conscious, if you can try to remember to try to breathe in through the nose, it would be better for you. But that's a lifelong habit. I mean, that just doesn't kick in. I mean, yes, for those who've been practicing yoga for 60 plus years, it may be natural, but it's not
Yeah,
natural for a
I
lot of
mean-
people.
Listen, my breathing is
All
not
I know is I'm
good.
keeping my mouth shut through this conversation, making sure.
No, I mean, I'm just trying to understand.
I don't think Dad was actively resisting. I can't believe that.
Well, if
I
he
look
could
forward.
actively resist, then
I-
he should be able to do other things.
I look forward to the day that he can actively resist when someone's moving his arms and legs.
Well, she's
Well, you
because
know,
she
one
kept
of
saying,
the things that I do
relax.
with
I know, and I'm saying that's the wrong thing to say.
"Oh, really?"
I think so.
one of the things I do with Gary is that I try to resist. I try to kind of, instead of just what he does is he lifts my arm 10 times, and then I try to come down against his thing. So I'm sort of trying to flex the muscle. Whether it does any good or not is a different story. But
Something is better than nothing.
okay.
Yeah. So that I agree with.
Any movement is better than nothing.
The other thing that can happen if you don't have someone move your joints is they'll get frozen in place.
Well, that's what she's trying to
Right.
avoid.
So
You know.
I wouldn't tell Dad relax because I don't think that's.
What's a good word? I mean, no, I'm saying this is the occupational therapist trying to get the movement. What other
Um,
words?
First of all, relax can mean a lot of different things. What she really means is relax the muscle, not like calm down, right?
No, of
Yeah,
course.
so, well,
no, I don't.
it may come off a little differently.
No,
So-
meaning that because she wants to get a fuller range of motion.
Yeah.
So Rachel and I were discussing about the breathing
Okay.
today.
You can, you can so offline you
All
can you can play with breathing.
Yeah. Can I just go back to, is there anything else that, because we're all here, that
And
you
we're not going to
think-
do this a lot, okay?
Yeah. that, you want us to know or keep in mind if when there comes a time where you can't tell us, hey, I want it done this way, because I always, I never liked this or I always wanted that. I mean, and yes, this isn't the only opportunity to tell us, but since
No,
we
but
are here, is there anything
No, I'm just thinking
else?
there, no, I mean, we're old. I mean, or I'm old. No heroic measures just
Right.
to save a life. It, to me, is ridiculous. I mean, I don't care what, like every minute counts. Not to be in a vegetative state, to be kept alive, to me is idiocy.
And not know about it.
Well,
No,
if you're in
no,
a
no,
vegetative state, that's
But
obviously.
is there, anything else? Okay. I mean, I
I don't know.
Well, can you think of something that
I don't know.
I can't. I'm just, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this is a
I
very.
think you both have very strong opinions, but you don't always tell us the way you want it.
Well, I really don't
I mean,
think
if we
about
do something wrong,
I mean,
you tell us.
Honestly, no, but
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I should. I'm 88 years old and have, and I should think about it, but I don't, because like anything else, you expect you're going to live, even though you know, obviously you're going to die. You know, whether sooner or later. I mean, that's obvious, but
Right.
And there's a lady that reads the obits.
Yeah.
but if they're fascinating. But the point is that if it gets not to be fun or interesting or you know, and just to exist
Who cares?
like a vegetable, no. Or what to think a vegetable is, one never knows.
Yeah, vegetable could have feelings.
No,
too.
no. Some people say that, but no, you just you don't know.
Okay.
So
I think down the road, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, something may happen. And then we'll have specifics to kind of go over and to kind of, if we're given the time, you know, I mean, sometimes choices are taken out of our
well,
hands.
yeah, that's because you made a point. Like we have AIDS now. At one point, do they, if I fall down and it, you know, seem like I'm a goner, at what point do they try to get the police to resuscitate? You
So
know,
I think
say
the
stay
default-
away from it. I mean, you know.
No.
know,
So
how do you
it's not
tell
fair.
people?
Okay, so
you
you
know.
just say the default position is that if they see you collapsed or they see you collapsed, whether you're conscious or not, the default is call 911. There's
Yeah.
no like, well, let's see if she's breathing. Oh,
Because
let's-
nobody's medically qualified here to
right.
assess
So the
that.
default is 911. If you're conscious, then when they show up, you have the option to go to the hospital or not go to the hospital, even though you have no clue what really went,
What happened to
what
you?
happened to you.
Yeah.
But
Well, that could
that
happen.
is
Anything
your
could happen.
choice, right? But the default, the reflex should be, and
Of course.
is call 911.
Of
Okay.
course.
But you have to tell them. And before we leave today, at least with some of them, and with Sharon,
Well, I had that on my list. You remember I had created,
Yeah, what the age should know.
yeah, and it started with the, you know, because there was a list of who to call. I mean, I can bring that up, and
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
call 911. I mean, did you ever print out this? We can
No.
look at it again. Hold on, now I'm bringing it up. But it was call 911.
You know what to do? Print it out. Make about 10 copies.
Right.
We'll hand it out to each aide that comes in.
So I had in case of emergency, and we could change it right now, but in case of emergency, it was call 911. And then number 2 was contact the children.
Right.
Okay. Now the order I have it was Adam, Rachel, Joy.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
should change the order.
Well,
So-
no. I mean, because no,
Well-
Adam, you're the physician, and I was going to ask you a couple of things pertaining to your father,
Okay,
since you're a
So
physician.
just one second.
yeah.
But who do you want to be contacted first? Do you want to go to the order that
Yes.
you want to switch the order? So Rachel.
No, I would contact Adam first.
Well, on this one, it would help that both of you be on the same page. Okay.
The reason why, even though everything's in age order, it seems I'm always listed last. But
We can
so
talk
is
about-
Dad.
we,
you know.
we can always, you
the,
know.
the younger
we can
child.
we can talk about that
Yeah.
group.
But I did have Adam, Rachel, Joy in that order, simply because, you know, one
You're-
of us here is
He's
actually
you're
a physician, and
yeah.
more importantly,
Then you can
my
talk to
personal
the other
opinion
people.
is somebody who knows the system and know how
You know
it
how
works.
to talk to them.
But there's nothing in stone about this. My only goal was, you remember the time you went to the hospital? How many months ago was that? And no child was contacted.
Well, that's
by
your,
anybody.
your mother and father, or I'll
Until-
speak for myself, stupid.
Okay,
And
but
Rachel
anyway, that was
pointed
the
that out to
purpose
me.
of really
We
listing
didn't think
this.
it was a big deal.
I understand, but
8 hours
when you
later,
get
it was a
called
big deal.
And
I was
you
no.
didn't just do a flyby. You stood, you were in the hospital for all those hours.
Yeah, no, that
So-
was stupid.
So that was the reason why contact the children was number 2.
Okay.
No,
Because
you're
I
right.
think, honestly, you call 911, you contact the children, then 911 comes, then the children can
Negotiate.
negotiate.
No,
Rachel can be notified, hey, stop by 1 Kensington because 911 is going to be there, and you can
yeah,
actually,
if you're available,
You
yeah.
know.
I did come by and wonder why you weren't here, by the way.
Rachel,
Never suspecting you were in the
You
hospital.
have a key to the apartment?
Yes.
yeah, I do
um,
also.
remember to take
Okay,
your father's
but if you want the
car
order
key so you
switched,
can have it available
Okay,
when you
got
need
it.
it.
but if you want the order, so this is not healthcare. These aren't making decisions.
I-
this was purely
Yeah, no, I
contact.
think I think Adam.
This is a PR communication,
Yeah.
dissemination issue.
No, I think since you're a physician,
But they should go down the list until
Yeah.
they get in contact with somebody.
yeah.
Right.
Because
Okay.
if I'm in Yenamsveld,
No, I
And
realize
for
that
some
most of the
reason,
time
Right.
you
I
are.
don't answer.
And I have
Just go
everybody's
down.
cell phone.
No, I mean most of
Any
the time you are
Right.
out of the country, Adam. So
Right.
I
So
understand
this
that.
is what, and this same
My
printout,
kids think I
Dad,
work for the CIA.
the same
Well, could
printout
be.
has your date of birth.
Anything is
It
possible.
has mom's date of birth, because that's often what they ask, 911, what's the age of the individual? No, I mean, so I put that down. We have to update this with physicians, because I'm not sure who they are. And it has medications, because they usually say, are they on medications? I mean, so that's what, and then there's a list of to-go items. The list of the items that if you are going to the hospital, make sure to have a contact of, make sure to have your phone, a charger,
Hearing aids.
hearing aids, glasses.
I mean, you
You
need
know.
like the survivalists have like
Yeah, the go bag.
a go bag,
Yeah.
right?
I wrote snacks and water on this list.
Yeah,
Right.
travelers do too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
But
So
that's what I have,
I
so I
mean,
can print this out.
your go bag is a little different than Dad's. For yours, it might include tea bags, for example.
Yeah.
Herbal, by the way.
Yeah, but if you
Yeah.
call one of us, we'll bring the tea bags. I mean,
Right.
But anyway,
lemon ginger.
but calling 911 is the obvious. I mean, it's if you don't know to call 911, that is the
For
basic.
example, if aid comes in the morning and Dad is unresponsive, it's call 911, right? Because
Yes.
you might just have low blood sugar for some reason, and that's an easy fix, or it may be, you expired in the middle of the night, right? And you didn't tell us, by the way. So,
You want an hour's warning, huh?
No, but
I
really,
need more than that to come from Philadelphia.
no. I
so.
mean, it could be me. Anything is possible.
Yeah, something could happen at the health club, right?
Key is communication.
Yes, Rachel. I mean,
Something
I
can happen at the
realize.
Met.
What?
Something can happen at the Met.
And look, anything could happen to anybody at any time. I mean, I think you just were saying somebody young in the community died. I don't know what that was. So, who knows? It could be young people, old people.
Okay.
So we got to this conversation because you said you're a little depressed.
Oh, see. So you're acknowledging depression. All right.
Hold on. Let's just be careful here. Just a little depressed. Does it?
Not too depressed.
But not too depressed. I mean, does it affect your ability to get up in the morning?
No.
Has it affected your appetite?
Well, the thing that's affecting my appetite is my hands more than. Has it affected my appetite, Ross?
No, he still likes the cookies and the ice cream and stuff like that.
This is
So depression is not the right word.
Well, it could be.
Well, I mean, you can be depressed. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the question is it clinically significant and needs to be treated? So, if you look forward to going to a class, right? Most people who are depressed, they don't want to leave their apartment, they don't want to get out of bed, they lose interest in eating. I mean, that's clinical depression.
Oh,
But
okay.
if you have interest in going to the Rabbi Lerner thing or something, or you enjoy
Or
whatever
having people come over.
people over, that, you know,
That's not depression.
most people,
Well, next week is a busy week.
No, but the point,
I got 4 people coming over next week.
yeah, but Adam is saying that.
Yeah, well, that's the definition of,
that's when it starts
Because
affecting
he
you.
knows somebody who, we knew.
Right.
We knew somebody, and you know somebody now who's
Yeah, Jack.
depressed. Yeah,
No names, just initials.
yeah, and Fred was depressed.
well, he had like bipolar. Was that,
Yeah.
is that depression?
It's a form.
Yeah,
It's a form.
yes. You know, years he didn't get out. But
Yeah, we
New
used to go
Year's
there
Eve-
for a New Year's Eve party. He'd be curled up in bed.
Right.
I go up to see him. I say, Fred, they want you downstairs. He said, no, I think I'll stay here.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
those folks don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. That's a very, you know, obviously that's serious.
yeah. No matter how rich you are, I think the guy who gave money to the green space, you know, the NYC green space and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we're not going to talk about how disease picks its
Okay,
individuals. Anything else you want to talk about now
Yeah,
that we got you?
yeah.
Anything
Your
else
father
you
had-
want to talk about now that we got you?
Well, I want to ask you, Adam, because there are many different doctors that your father is supposed to be seeing. You know, or saying a podiatrist.
Well, the 2 people that I am seeing is one is the cardiologist, and the other is the periodontist.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that's a
everything else.
question of the
Of what?
periodontal care. How well, that's something else. But your father has to see because he has different things with his. The aides were saying like a toenail is off. I mean, his feet are awful. So there's a podiatrist. There's you got to get occupational therapist. I mean, physical therapist.
So is it a question of what should be the priorities?
Yeah, she also said the neurologist had a prescription for what do you call it, a vascular guy. I mean, you know, those treatments usually are
Right.
elsewhere.
How about like a general practitioner?
Well, they have a GP.
Do you?
Well, we just got one. I mean, but
Right.
basically, for the past 3 years, 4 years, or whatever,
Right,
he's
I-
been going to
right.
Dector.
I got that.
So,
but
I-
you
but
have
I
a
also got
GP
the-
now.
Yes, through
Okay.
the
Pro.
neurologist, which if I had a neurological problem, I don't think I'd want to go to her, even though she seemed very sharp.
Okay. Well, that's not.
No, I mean, because,
That's off the table right
yeah,
now.
no, but I
That's a
mean,
different
And
how
it's
do
a
you
dis-
judge it?
It's
the-
a distraction right now.
Okay.
So we're
So,
gonna get
all right,
so you brought up periodontist. Is that for an active problem or is that a checkup kind of thing?
no. Well, that's the lady that does my periodontal work every 3 months.
I mean, it's
That's
the
a-
dental
Hygienist.
hygienist.
Okay.
So it's a
'Cause-
No, it's
routine.
not.
So that's a routine thing.
That's a routine thing.
Right, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
and then when he has something that,
Then the cardiology.
wait, I want to get back to the dental thing. If he has, sometimes something gets swollen, so maybe he goes to see Elliot Heisler, and then he takes some kind of, what do you take? Penicillin, not penicillin, or something.
Okay.
No,
So-
that I had what would seem like a root canal problem,
Right,
where my jaw was swollen.
right,
So before I got to the oral surgeon, which he recommended, he said, "Why don't you take penicillin just to take care of the infection that's underneath the root canal?" So I took the penicillin, and the swelling went down. So I never went to the oral surgeon. And then since then, the hygienist who does my teeth said, "Hey, you know, you're getting some cavities. Why don't you go?" She happens to know Elliot also. So she says, "Go to Elliot." So then I went back to Elliot. He runs his hand along my jaw. He says, "No swelling anymore." I said, "No problem. I haven't had the problem since it went away." So I said, "Why look for activity with the oral surgeon when
So
Okay.
what happened with the cavities?
he filled the cavities,
Okay.
and that's that."
okay, so
Why are you bringing up the?
Well, because
let's just-
you have to be, well, it's a question of well, all right, maybe he can get you on the
So I
chair.
have a stash of penicillin, and I haven't even used it.
yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, it
Okay,
expires.
so,
Why
okay,
penicillin gets?
well, I wouldn't just take it like it's
Right.
Mentos or something, okay, or Chiclets or,
No.
or Lifesavers like your father had. Okay, let's get back to,
I remember those chiclets.
so,
The only
So
real
the-
doctor I
oh,
see
just-
now
just-
is a
hold-
cardiologist.
okay. You brought up the podiatrist,
Yeah,
right?
because I think a toenail came off. They're
Right.
different things.
So
There's
Well, that healed up
feet.
already.
No, but the point is, his feet are
I got it. It needs
highly
attention.
calloused.
Okay.
So if I can get somebody here, I have to call up. You get somebody here.
You mean that can make a house call?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would
Okay,
be.
so you have a name or you don't have a name?
Doesn't have a
The neurologist gave a prescription of the different people in that group.
Right, but.
So I have a name. Whether or not they come to the house, I don't know.
So you want me, so should I call to find out?
Okay.
Do you have the name?
I have to find it. If I
Okay.
don't find it
Why?
easily,
So that-
And we're doing this. Why?
To save you a trip in a car.
No. But I mean, is that because I need one now, or does I
Because
mainly?
you're-
I think your feet need attention.
your feet.
You need it-
There's
okay.
wait. There's circulation difficulty.
Right, so that's
and
a
the
separate
feet.
issue, right, so,
He has calluses
I got
from
it.
100 years ago.
okay. The calluses are not life-threatening, those are not the issue, okay? They
But
may,
the other.
yeah, I got it.
All right, I'll have to find the
You
name.
need to get
and
me
I'll-
the name,
and I'll
I
send
need
it
to
to
make a
you.
call.
Okay.
If they don't make a house call, then I can inquire and try to find someone else who can make a house call,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah,
Hold on.
because that would be better
Okay.
to have a house call.
I understand. The vascular surgeon issue, it's not a urgent problem. Some of the issues about, because the question is there anything that can be done for the circulation or not? Given all the other issues, it's kind of lowish on the priority.
Okay.
Right, what you don't want to happen is that something gets infected and, needs to be amputated or something because of,
Well, that's
Okay.
what they're concerned about with the feet.
I got it. Start with the podiatrist and then,
Okay.
the vascular surgeon, they're not gonna make a house call. That one you have
No,
to.
I know the technician, because I had gone to a vascular guy.
Right,
And the technician is the one that runs
Right.
the tests.
well, yeah, there are two components. One are the tests and then there's the vascular surgeon who
Yeah, the
looks
vascular
at it.
person who is the expert, yeah.
When you see the doctor, is
Cardiologist.
when you have to get in the car to see somebody, is your car okay? Or do you need,
At the moment,
At the moment, the aide
lifts him
me
up.
from the wheelchair into the car, lifts me from the car into the wheelchair.
There
Okay.
is something called Access-a-Ride. We signed up for it. You have to do that in advance. They can take you to different venues, you know, like
And you
doctors.
stay in
Anyway,
the
for the
wheelchair?
moment, we're.
And you stay in the
we're-
wheelchair. So that means that it doesn't have to be transferred,
I got it.
but
Uh-huh.
the wheelchair is just
And are you able to
one or two people
can join?
Yeah,
Okay.
so whether it's easily,
All right, but at the moment
able
you
to
would prefer
get
not
it-
to do it.
We use not to do it.
Okay.
well, this way you have a little bit more flexibility in time in getting somewhere.
By using your car.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's able to get, but he
You're
has to
acting
be
like an
lifted.
ordinary patient.
No, but he has to be lifted up.
I got it.
You know,
It's work.
so it's work to put him in and then work to take
When you
him out.
go in your car, Dad, do you sit on a cushion?
No, I sit on a car seat.
It might be easier for the aide if you're slightly elevated.
Well, it's a problem with getting through the door, you know.
Oh, I see. So being lower, this way
Well-
you avoid your head.
In our car, even though it's old, somehow or other, it's easier for him, the headspace is better than, for example, when we went
To Philadelphia.
to
Okay.
Philadelphia.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, those limos are Chevys. They're not Cadillacs.
Yeah, a caddy is more comfortable.
They don't make those Cadillacs anymore.
I guess so.
They eliminated the Fleetwood Cadillac. They eliminated
Yeah.
Well, a Cadillac is more comfortable, and a Lexus is more comfortable.
like the Lincoln Continental. I don't. They may have eliminated it. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Anyway, it's just a.
It was fine, but it isn't
And,
cushy
and
like
the,
a
and
Lexus.
the driver was most interesting. He-
Yeah.
Yeah, we told you. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay.
They don't have a job for him there that has a remote
Hey, Joy, you want to share the details of your conference, or
Oh, we're like, this is a medical discussion. I leave
Oh.
all medical to Adam. I
oh, it's
know.
interesting. Your yellow trim matches Rachel's.
No, Rachel's just telling me about, her work, and
Oh.
things like that. So, but like honestly, I have nothing to add. I don't have.
I think
anything.
this
was
do you,
good. I
do you
think
have any
you're both very
suggestions,
clear.
We're still
Adam?
running record, by the way.
Yeah, it's fine.
No. Do you have any other? Do you have suggestions? Anything
So
else to
I
think
would start
about?
with the podiatrist.
Okay.
You're gonna. So Joy, let me just tell you what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Mom's gonna get me the name.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out if the person makes house calls
This is on the podiatrist.
on
Yeah.
podiatrist.
we could
I
Because
talk
it
doubt-
sounds
to
like
Mitch.
that's a priority of some.
I
Right.
doubt they will, but I'll make the call to see if they make house calls. If they don't, I will then try to find someone who does.
Should I
Okay.
ask Mitch?
Well, it's a question of whether we keep. There's this fellow at the synagogue. He's a podiatrist, and he's been very nice sometimes, and moves your father's wheelchair. And
That
So-
makes him
so-
highly qualified.
So
Well,
get
no,
me,
the
get me
po-
his name.
no. The point is,
Name is
Do
Mitch
I-
Siegel.
no. Do I try? Wait. Do I try to stay within the system of the neurologist thing with the
Yeah, I don't think for
Northwell?
this
It
it's
doesn't matter.
as critical because it's not like the podiatrist is going to prescribe a medicine that your primary care has to need to know about. The podiatrist is working on a local issue. He's not dealing with like systemic, things. So I think it's.
So you can go outside for that.
I think so. So, if there was a complicated wound care issue,
There might be.
well, there might be, but so
There's nothing bleeding now.
yeah.
No, but I mean, no.
By
But
the
it's-
way-
that sounds
Okay.
like a little.
So
No, but
I'll
it-
just tell you.
but his feet
that's
are-
actually. So blood is actually a good sign in these situations because when you have a good blood supply, that's actually positive. When you don't have a good blood supply, that's when things die off. That's when things need to get amputated. That's when things get infected. So if you actually had blood, when you were bleeding, I view that in a positive way.
Yeah, but I mean, I think a toenail had come off, I mean, you're
Okay,
saying
so,
it smelled,
so
you know.
it's not,
So it doesn't matter if it's in,
I think we don't know if this Mitch Siegel makes house calls either, correct?
Right.
So,
All we know is he comes to Domingo.
okay, so
He's not here.
he has a pulse. He had circumcision.
Well, he comes
he's
to the
fine.
minion. You know, the building has a
We
minion.
haven't checked that
Wait,
out.
he's in the
All we
building?
know.
He
No,
never
no.
Domin's Myro. Only Minka.
no, see, unfortunately, like, his young son-in-law died
Yeah.
recently. You know, like,
Oh, yeah, I heard about it.
it's, you know, a tragedy, a young man died.
So, okay, do you happen to have his number?
No,
No.
I could find,
Is he in the synagogue directory?
I don't have the directory, but yeah, I could find the number.
Okay, does the synagogue make a directory? Rachel, does
They
No.
Our synagogue, they used
Yes,
to,
yes, there's a
you,
directory.
who do you belong to?
Great Neck Synagogue.
I have the directory at home. You don't know it, you don't have his number or information? I'll get it at
So
home.
do me a favor.
Okay,
ma-
send it to
give us
Adam.
Dad a copy of the directory. Can,
I'll look up this number, I'll send it to you.
Send it
okay,
to Adam.
Mitch Siegel.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll
I mean-
still be happy to call Pro Health to see if the other podiatrist makes house calls. I doubt it, but I'm happy to make that
Yeah,
call.
Do you want house calls for everything?
Oh, it's easier than that.
Well,
Yeah, it's
sir, whatever could be
Sure.
house.
So then, you know, because Judy Lewis had that suggestion.
Yes, she. I don't know if I wrote down the name, but she mentioned
No, I think
there's a
so.
doctor.
Yeah.
You have to pay a certain amount,
Right.
and
Yeah,
there's
it's
sort
a
of medicine.
concierge medicine approach.
Yeah.
You essentially, you're buying a subscription. That subscription, you know, whatever it costs, $5,000-$10,000 a year, and that gets you house calls. I mean, that's concierge.
I don't think
medicine.
I don't think it's that expensive, but I mean, she was
Whatever.
saying
Whatever.
that
I
it could
think
be.
Joyce sent me.
My
something.
question is, you either try to put that in place and start using that type of service that
Oh,
it's
we don't
all,
do-
He doesn't really have a lot of.
I
at
don't
the
have a lot
moment-
of physicians. I'm going to.
well,
I got a one
there's the
physician down the road.
cardiologist, there's a general practitioner, if that's needed
Well,
ever.
once
Who's
he
your
flipped-
cardiologist?
Pardon?
Who's your cardiologist?
Bruce Dector. He goes to him every 3 months. I
Okay.
go because I had swollen feet every
There's
half
regular-
year.
And yeah, at the moment there's at the moment
They're
there's
trying
not a
to
lot.
also be like
Is this him?
their primary doctor, but they had.
Is
Yeah.
that Siegel?
I don't. He doesn't care that much for him.
Okay,
So
we're
we
not,
go.
We're not okay.
You know.
Let's deal with the right now. Let's focus on just the podiatrist.
Okay.
The other things you're already plugged into: dentist, periodontist. You're already plugged in, right? Now, when's your next? Do you go to a GP or primary care person?
I used to go to Edelstein.
Do you
Okay, do
currently,
you currently
have a
see anybody?
No, he's trying to get rid of people. You know. So
Okay.
I haven't.
See, the answer is no.
No, I go to the dermatologist like every half year or so.
Well,
Wait,
yeah.
I go to the cardiologist. I have an appointment next week.
Also a Dector?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you make sure that you're both seen on the same day?
No.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Oh, for God's
It would make sense.
Mine is every 3
Why do you
weeks.
see the cardiologist? Are you taking medication or they're just monitoring?
No, the reason I had swollen feet,
Ah,
and lately I have not been writing it down,
okay.
and
Just updating
I
you.
had to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
To the vascular guy.
I had to go to a vascular guy. I got a prescription for stockings, which I have never
Okay, but I'm
used.
still with the cardiologist.
Well, hold
Oh,
on.
but the vascular situation, like Edelstein pushed me over to Dector
Uh-huh.
because a vascular issue, the cardiologist should be.
Hold on, but you don't have so you have a vascular issue.
So I go to a
That would get-
cardiologist.
I don't understand for what.
It's for the vascular issue.
What vascular issue? It was stockings was the solution. She
Yeah,
doesn't
but
wanna
I
wear
didn't use the stockings.
I got
But
that.
the
So
idea
what-
is that
Give me a diagnosis.
the idea was that if my feet were swollen,
Mm-hmm.
you know, after you do one thing, it could be a heart
It
situation.
could be a liver thing. It could be 20 things. Do you have any of those?
No, but I go to the cardiologist
Why?
every 6 months,
Just in case.
just checking it out. So
Just
I have an
checking it
appointment.
out. So you have no diagnosis, but you just.
It was
You
from
could-
the swollen feet.
But
Do
you
your
don't-
feet are they
They're
swollen now?
They were swollen
Yeah.
this morning. I noticed.
Yeah,
in
they're
class.
swollen.
Okay.
That's why I have my feet up,
So,
this position now.
Are you on any medicines, Mom?
The relaxophine.
Right. I have
Relaxophine
that written down.
What is that?
is from it. The generic was
osteoporosis,
Avista. The
yeah.
original was Avista.
I'm on the same thing.
This is
Really?
for bone density.
Did you
Okay,
have bone
so you're
densities?
okay. So fine. So you're on something for bone density.
No,
That's it.
I don't think.
Okay.
So I take
I
relaxophine.
mean,
Yeah, I had a scan.
That's a generic
I know.
Okay. Okay.
for
okay.
Avista.
All right.
Yeah,
So
that's my dad.
you see a cardiologist twice a year for not
No, I'm just-
a really
When
good
did you
reason.
start that?
Only because my primary doctor said to see the cardiologist.
Okay.
You
Okay.
need a primary doctor. So when was the last time you were at a primary doctor? Just out of curiosity?
I don't know.
I don't know.
4 years?
I don't remember.
5
Whenever I
Your
had a
GYN?
problem,
Okay.
I would go to Edelstein.
Right, but he's
Maybe your
giving.
GYN was doing.
I also go to gynecologist. Yeah,
Okay.
Uh,
By the way,
once a year,
do you? This may be a silly.
and mammograms.
You don't
once a
need
year.
mammograms.
That's what I asked her,
You don't need mammograms.
and
So I don't. You don't need mammograms.
Okay.
So when I asked something about, I forget
You-
what wait, one thing that she was doing, I said,
pap smear?
why? Yeah, I said, why? Why?
You don't
am I-
need a pap smear.
No, wait. Why do I need this?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm
And she
old.
said-
What's the point?
And she said,
Well, if you have like a small thing that should be taken care
like a
of,
cyst or something?
whatever it
You're talking about
is,
the breast.
rather than something
Oh, now we're in
getting
the breast? I thought we were in the pap smear
well,
area.
whatever it is,
Oh,
the gynecology. I just think they're looking for business.
Right, so
But
you
I
don't
know.
need. You don't need a mammogram.
All right.
Okay. I mean, you can get them.
No,
But
I
if
mean,
they ever say get a biopsy, call me before you get a biopsy.
well, I once had a biopsy.
I know you had it like 3-4 years ago, right?
No,
2 years ago.
no,
No, it's more
about
than that.
I had it when.
yeah, I remember this.
Herschel Flax.
No, I had it when I think
Korean War.
it was a long time ago. I think when Stephen Noman was bar mitzvah. I mean, there was way back. Julie was a little thin little girl.
Thin.
I mean, thin.
Thin.
Little-
That's how we're marking time.
Thin.
How heavy
She-
Julie Noman was.
She's optic. And I remember I had a biopsy,
Yeah, we're so
And-
recorded.
and it may
She
not.
is. I mean, I get it.
No, but it
Well,
may
listen
not.
to your mother.
No, but it may not have
At least you're
been
not
a
fixated
great.
on anything.
No, it may not have been a great X-ray machine or something like that because there was no problem. But just a biopsy, you couldn't lift your arm, you couldn't do
Okay,
things.
we
No,
are
we
so
know
off
that.
topic. So you don't have a GP right now.
No,
You're
unless
going to a
I would- if I
cardiologist
had a
every
problem,
6 months.
if I had a problem,
guess
I'd go to Edelstein. But
That
he's-
Edelstein doesn't want you
He
anymore.
dropped you.
Right.
You're,
He
you're
You
dropped,
have a GP.
he dropped your father. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he dropped both of you. You're
The only
positive.
thing you both have is a cardiologist. Let's just lay
Well,
it
I
out,
think-
which is
Who
not
needs the
bad.
business?
Well, also, I think the
You don't like
cardiologist, they say
Yeah,
that
who you don't even
his
like.
office sends something around,
Oh God.
some kind of stuff, as if they're primary care physicians too. But
But you don't like them.
I tolerate them.
You go for.
You know,
Anyway.
Okay,
no.
it's fine.
The
Twice a
reason
year.
I tolerate him, wait, I just didn't like this guy who's a Kohen, who goes with a divorced woman. No, and then tries to get out of the.
I'm with it. I'm with you.
So-
it really doesn't
so-
speak to his medical.
Is he thin
Yeah.
or is he kind of
Yeah.
heavy?
Medium.
But I'm with
medium.
you. It is inconsistent in his following
Okay,
the law.
okay, all right. Bot Levy. Let's just kind of regroup here.
Yeah, but I am a bot lady.
I know.
Yes.
What's
I
great is we have this all on video.
yeah.
This is
So
gonna be-
that's
my
why I
God.
never had a pidyon a ben. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course,
I know
because
that.
I'm a Levi.
Right.
Look, we never had bat mitzvahs, so what?
You
I
know,
mean,
I guess my father must have been very proud of being a Levi because it has the picture on his, gravestone.
Do you want a picture on your
Picture.
gravestone?
No,
Okay, just
Do you
check.
want a yoga pose?
no, I really
That
don't
would
do
be so
yoga
great.
anymore.
Do we have to do the copy or not?
If you have definite
Yes.
ideas,
Yes.
write copy.
Yeah, because
Less is
when
more.
you're when you leave this planet, this world, if
Nothing-
you want a raised font or recessed font or
Old English.
No, something simple.
hold on, is
Not
that yours or
Olapod-
his?
I don't care about his. He does it what he
Oh.
wants.
Do you want a match?
No.
No, it doesn't have to match.
I'm just curious.
If your mother dies before me, I got even if I choose a balloon
Fancy.
font.
No, I don't like that.
That's
Comic
very funny.
Sans.
That's very funny. No, I told
there's-
Mike what I want on
there's-
my tombstone.
All right,
Yeah.
getting back to. All right, so I go to cardiologist
Yeah.
and for arrhythmia, and I'm taking a prescription.
Arrhythmia, yeah.
Arrhythmia,
Right.
and
You're on what, a beta blocker?
yeah.
It's these. Here, I have it.
There are
There's-
two things.
There's 2 D's.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And then he's on the
Okay.
prostate thing, the
Yeah, the
generic for Avodart.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay.
So he runs down all. So they take a blood test, not a big vial, but a very small thing.
A small amount of blood.
No, no,
Poquito.
no. In other words, where they prick your finger and they
Oh, I see.
Spread your hand.
what do you call that?
Yeah, they check your hemoglobin and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he tells me about my sugar level and my
Okay.
my LTDs or DLTs or whatever it is.
LEDs, whatever.
that
Well,
was-
his cholesterol is always low,
To move, and then
even with the ice
move one
cream.
guy. I'll
Mine
move.
is
Never change.
sky high, but I have
She's
high HDL.
Yes, I know. I genetically I seem to have gotten.
Yeah, I know, you got my blood type.
Like she's ready to have
So.
Okay.
So is there anything else you'd like to know?
So Joy,
Before
so right
we-
now we'll sort out the podiatrist. We'll
Right.
start there.
I sent it to you.
The podiatrist will help inform the need for vascular surgery consult or not.
Mhm.
So that's where I prefer to start.
Okay.
Okay? So we'll resolve the podiatrist. We'll see if Mitch Siegel, who davens mincha,
Don't never dawns my roof.
well, he davens at a different minion.
No, he stays because he wants to say Kaddish for his son-in-law.
Well, he did when his
Right.
first his son-in-law first died.
So
He doesn't even live in the building.
okay.
He's
So
too young
we're-
for this
This has
building.
nothing to do with
All right.
next steps.
Well, he belongs to the synagogue.
Yeah.
That's one reason
I
why
think
he's
he
here.
lives south
Is
of the.
there something else medically that we should be attuned to?
So what about the physical therapist
I have to call her.
appointments?
I have to
Yeah,
call
you
her.
need-
Call
Right.
who?
The same people, or you need a different
Well, no,
person?
first of all, those people were from visiting nurse.
Yes.
So one thing
You have
that
to
when
find-
we got the,
have to
wait,
find
one
another
second.
institution.
So how are you going to
No,
find
wait.
that? Yeah.
That's why I contacted Dr. Lee, and he's the one that sent out for visiting nurse. So they
Right.
were very efficient.
Right.
They sent it out.
But
So
what-
there's
what
only a
happens
certain
now?
amount,
Right.
and that's
Right.
it.
Right. So
But
now
I'll get-
what?
Now it's a question of getting somebody else. But I had called a different agency that Darcy Orenstein, she's a
Okay.
physiatrist,
Yes.
she recommended.
Okay.
But there was something with the insurance,
Right.
But
But
supposedly-
irrespective
This
of
is the problem.
so it's supposedly that was cleared up. I have to make an appointment. I have
If
to
it-
call them up and see how much they allow you, like through Medicare and stuff like
so
that.
I don't let the Medicare be the rate limiting step
Okay.
because you fortunately you're allowing that to constrain the physical therapy.
No, I
And
have to
it's not
just-
it's not the right.
No, I
it's not
just
the
have-
right
I have
priority.
to. All right, I have to just do it and get.
So you have a number to call.
Yeah.
Is
And
all
then-
of this being recorded?
Yes.
At the moment.
I don't know why, but just because.
Ah,
and then the person's gonna come to the house a certain amount of times a
Right.
week.
I have to, that's what I have to,
I mean,
yes.
just pay out of pocket.
Yeah.
If Medicare covers, I'm making this up, it covers once a week or every other week, well, that's insufficient.
Yeah, but it's a question of that he has to be ready to do,
When you-
implement
when you-
what,
He is ready.
So when you say,
What?
so in the
Sometimes
words
I-
of Dad, you're speaking like he's in the room.
yes, I
right?
know he's in the room.
Okay, so.
Dad,
so-
do you want a physical therapist
Sure.
coming more often to help you
Yeah,
exercise?
I can't do it myself.
Yes,
All
so
right,
That's
well-
the
do it.
answer.
But would you then make sure that your aides help you in doing
No,
it?
you,
That's a separate thing.
that's, yeah.
You're qualifying. You're setting up a criteria
I-
to get him
they
more
Just
help.
make the phone call.
I have to
and
get-
have them come.
Just,
Yeah,
that's a conversation, if you don't wanna have it, we can have it with them, okay?
no, he's fine, with other
So,
people.
but that, it's not negotiable,
Okay,
and I mean that very seriously.
yeah, but your
It's
father
not-
has to be ready
Yeah,
to
Dad's
be
ready.
He
willing
said
to.
he's ready.
We
Just
got it.
Well,
ask.
why do you suggest that I'm not willing?
Okay,
Have you ever seen me not willing?
Okay,
so at the
I
moment.
mean, why are you
We got
doing
it on
this?
tape, so to speak. We got it
Okay.
on solid state flash memory. So if you can make, we didn't want, so the conversation you and I had a week or two ago was that there wouldn't be a gap
okay,
in the services. And now there's a gap in the services,
okay,
right? And it's actually the whole insurance, that's mutually exclusive.
okay,
You're so, you know, please, if you don't want to make the phone call, any one of us, I'm happy to make the phone call tomorrow
Yeah.
for the
Do you want
rehab.
Adam's help in making the phone call and setting up the service?
I have to figure that out, I gotta
What's
figure
to
out
be
what,
figured out?
Well, I
what
mean,
the
like-
timing when he has people over and,
What, he has people 24/7. I mean,
no,
what's-
no, I
I think
meant
this is a priority.
people visiting,
So this
well,
is,
they'll work around it.
yeah.
okay,
Let's see when
So-
the therapist can come, and then you'll.
I mean,
you'll put it in.
I you know, say, well, you know, this week it's Tuesday, like, whatever, you know.
Need a regular day and a time.
okay,
Just like you go to the gym every day, you know, at a certain hour, you make it a priority. So we want to have the physical therapy, occupational therapy, it's a priority.
okay,
It also provides structure for Dad, and which is helpful, right? So he has some predictability for the whole week. So
So my last question, so do you, it's true that you have to coordinate and only you know, Dad,
yeah,
in your schedule. But
It's on the
if there's an
calendar.
initial call that needs to be made, you know, to just make sure, yes, this service can provide what we need, they can come to the house, you know what I mean? That's the first call, then it's, you know, okay, now let's look at actual dates and times.
Okay.
But do you need help with the first,
I'll
Step.
do that tomorrow morning,
okay, so the answer is you don't need help,
at the moment, all right, you can
Okay.
call Mitch
Wait.
Siegel, and then,
okay.
I'll take care
You're
of Mitch
calling the
Siegel.
podiatrist, you're
And
calling
I'll-
the physical therapist
Yeah.
office. Okay. And then if there's some challenge, like it's not easy to arrange,
okay,
I'm
Call me.
advising Mom, like tell
Call me.
Adam, so
Okay.
that we understand if it's a real issue or it's, you know what I mean?
Or if they don't get back to you in a reasonable
Right.
amount of time.
Right.
okay,
I mean,
If you need to
I
find
mean,
other
there,
names.
you know, we'll start with the Dossie recommendation first, because obviously we trust her opinion, but, you know, it's not the only game in town.
no, I have another name, for example, Florence Spears'
All right,
daughter is a physical therapist, so she gave me the name of,
all right.
her
So-
daughter recommended a
Good, so
physical
you have two
therapy,
names to call.
you know, so I have another
But
name,
just make the call, get them in, you know. And to be honest, if someone visited Dad and they had to wait, you know, for some 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I mean, physical therapy is not for 2 hours at a
no,
time.
it's, I think they were here like half hour. She
Right,
was here a
so
half
even if
hour.
someone came and they had to wait, all right, you know, make them wait. What's the big deal?
Okay,
I mean, you know, the people visiting, it's not like they're so time constrained with, you know, stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, and also in the future, the visitors can adapt to Dad's schedule, right? If somebody can only come,
But
they
it would-
move
but
it
if he
15
becomes-
We
minutes.
adopt to theirs.
What's
Whatever.
that?
Well, he likes
We
to
adopt
start
to
like,
their schedule.
Okay, but I mean, you
Yeah,
know.
so whether he likes to start the day at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, I don't care. But like, just make it. If it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so that's what it is. It's immutable, but just get the routine done. I mean, get it in.
yes, sir. Oh, I sound like Joy.
I'm not as bad in terms of, you know, but we're doing this for everyone's sake. I mean, we appreciate your juggling a lot. We appreciate your juggling a lot mentally. So,
Yeah, if you could only juggle, that would be great.
all right, if, you know, we all
Anything
We all
else?
got issues.
Do you want
Okay.
tea?
No, we gotta
More
work
stuff
on
Did you bring the
taxes.
super glue?
Super glue.
Didn't I leave you a text message for super glue?
No,
You didn't get
but
it?
I brought you a present.
Oh, tape.
He wanted to.
Oh, I need help with one thing on his iPad that maybe you can figure out.
Oh, yeah, let me get the, that's important.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Thank you.
when you hold on, you can have a say in this. When you came for the engagement party,
Right.
your kippah was in
Oh.
tatters. So
Oh,
it was a little like I can't Photoshop that out. You know what I mean? So,
oh, terrific.
how's that? You want me to try it on? You want a
Yeah.
mirror?
It's too small.
Too small? Okay.
You've
We
gotten more
I thought you were
religious?
gonna bring me tape.
hold on. I have tape for you. I got you both.
You wanted super glue for
You
this?
mean, you want a
Oh,
nice
super glue for
clean,
Just checking.
a nice clean kippah?
This is double-sided tape.
Oh,
Fantastic.
double time. Oh.
This
what I
holds.
do was
Adam
use
knows.
the medical tape.
Yeah, but that's crap because you have to double it over.
Yeah, I make a loop.
Yeah, it's like it shows. And then if you wanted something fancy for like a tux, I don't know if this is too big for you.
They all look a little used, Adam.
Well, I think these are Roberts. This one I used to wear.
Roberts.
Robert Huss.
Carl,
That
that's
one
it.
fits perfectly.
No, I
That's
know,
nice.
but like
That
All
looks
right.
like a Greek key.
Okay.
when he gave up his hat, he
Please throw out. If you don't throw it out, Mom will.
Adam,
Take away
why
the
don't
small
you
one.
keep one?
I don't need that.
Adam, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, I'll hold on to one.
You hold on to one and you bring it to the functions, and if you think Dad's thing can't be photoshopped to look better, then you say, Dad, would you mind?
All right. At the moment, you got these two things. Okay.
Okay.
I have backup.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a pair of glass there where the thing broke. And
There's
I think I sent you a text.
I didn't get the text.
Okay. That doesn't matter.
So you want to just buy a new one?
Yeah, you see that pair of glasses there?
Yeah. No, he wants this
Repaired?
repaired.
Well, there's a lens that goes in there.
You,
So with
do you
super-
own? I have super glue.
Okay,
Um,
so
you know that.
take the lens
Uh-huh.
and put it in, and then glue it together, and then bring it back.
Okay. Of course, if I were to mail this to you, it would cost more than the.
Train fare.
You like the sticker, right?
You have
Yeah.
to leave it on.
That's the way we know which.
He's got multiple kinds. Adam, I need your help with something.
Okay.
Ah.
All right. My pleasure.
So you got all the information?
I know what to do for this
Oh, I
one.
wrote this down.
Okay.
All right. Come
So-
on, Joe.
Adam, I set up, I gotta go back to that document that has everything.
Ah,
Yeah, I know, it's exhausting.